Greetings ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 100th episode of E-Dog Reviews. And let me tell ya, this show sure has come a long way from my humble beginnings back in November of 2010. This series truly has been a journey for me, as I've experienced a myriad of games, some good, some bad, some bizarre. Heck, even aside from that, I've moved to 3 different locations, went back to school, and even picked up some much better equipment. Heh, and they said I needed a better graphics card to run Adobe Premiere. Pfft, what do they know? Well, moving on. It's time that I begin my review for my 100th episode. But what game should I look at in honor of this occasion? Well, for this landmark episode, I feel that it's only right to take a look at the game that truly snowballed my love for this medium. That game? Super Mario 64. If you went to a gaming convention, you could throw a rock in any direction and probably hit someone who has played this game. And why wouldn't they? This game is one of the most highly praised titles of all time, defined the childhood, adolescence, and even adulthood of many gamers, and was one of the first titles to fully take advantage of 3D gaming. Heck, if you've played any 3D platformers that came out after this title, you can bet that they at the very least drew some sort of inspiration from this game. So, with that being said, what are my personal thoughts on this N64 launch title? Well, I could tell you now, but true to my form of reviews, I'll give you an extremely elaborate answer throughout the course of this video. So let's get started. This game begins with our hero Mario getting invited to Princess Peach's castle for some cake. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Once Mario gets there, however, he discovers that Princess Peach is nowhere to be found, and it appears that Bowser has taken over the castle. As it turns out, Bowser and his minions took the power from the castle in the form of stars and scattered them across the various worlds, which are cleverly hidden with paintings, ghosts, fake walls, and a minor oil spill. So, can Mario find all of these stars, fight Bowser, return the power to the castle, figure out where Luigi is, kidnap a baby penguin, jump into a volcano, take drugs, fight a bear, and run around in a catsuit? Actually, no, he just decides to let Peach sort this whole thing out and goes to see what Daisy's up to. Nah, I'm just kidding, but that's what I would have done. As I'm sure you could tell, this game is a platformer, much like the vast majority of all Mario titles. Unlike the 2D Mario platformers, this time around Mario has a few new moves added to his arsenal. At the time, Mario could backflip, wall jump, long jump, and even punch enemies to keep them away. But that's not the only thing that was added to this title. There are not only a large amount of familiar foes to challenge, but this game even managed to add some new enemies along the way. These new enemies were so popular that they have now become staples in the continuity of Super Mario games. This game consists of 15 levels, all of which contain 6 objective stars and an extra star for collecting 100 coins. But there are also stars hidden throughout the castle, and there are even secret areas hidden within some of these levels. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've put it off long enough. For the 100th time, now for the reviewing. Looking at these graphics, they're really nothing too special nowadays, but try to put yourself in the shoes of the people who first played this game. While the advancement of graphics from the Atari to the NES to the SNES were fantastic, this was the first time many people had played a fully realized 3D video game. At the time, it was like exploring a whole new world. A world filled with magic, excitement, and adventure. But nostalgia aside, I still can say that even for 1996, this game looked amazing. From the grassy plains, to the lush ocean, and even the hellish lake of fire, this game was an absolute visual treat. As for the gameplay, well, to its credit, it controls pretty well considering it was one of the first titles of its kind. Plus, with the aforementioned additional moves, there was a large variety when it came to solving puzzles. However, I have 2 issues with the controls. First off, while the jumping is fairly precise, the running and landing is a bit slippery. This usually won't get you killed, however in the later levels this is an absolute nightmare, and will ensure that you see the main menu screen more than once. This is even more problematic when combined with my second problem with the controls. Now let's see, what was my major pet peeve when it came to video games? The camera. Thanks, 20-year-old me. Yes, the camera in this game is pretty bad. You can either use Lakitu's camera, which moves from a few fixed positions, or use Mario's POV, which gives you more range, but still isn't much better. Again, it could have been much worse for a launch title, especially for a company's first 3D console, but these issues can prove to be very frustrating. However, the music to this game, well, it's amazing. True to the Mario formula, the majority of this soundtrack is just a variation of the same tune, but that tune proves to be extremely versatile and can greatly validate the setting. Whether in the snow, a haunted mansion, or a clock, the music in this game is sure to set the tone for any level. The biggest problem that people have with this game, I've found, is that it's a very large departure from the traditional Mario formula. And, well, I agree. Yes, this game is a far cry from Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario World. While there are many familiar faces from the older games, the soundtrack, levels, and objectives are largely different. No longer is Mario on a linear path to find a goalpost, although he still can work that pole. Oh yeah. While this game is impressive, it really doesn't feel like it took the old school Mario formula and moved it into a 3D realm. In fact, I think that Super Mario 3D World pulled that off perfectly. But, in the end, what are my thoughts on this game? Well, it's got its flaws, and over the years I can definitely say that I've played better games. But it was this title that kickstarted my passion for gaming and has allowed me to go on various adventures, explore countless worlds, and connect with hundreds of people all over the world. I've never looked back since starting this journey, and I never plan to. So, I thank you all for joining me in my 100th episode, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this channel as I continue to inform, entertain, and share with each and every one of you. So, until we meet again, this is E-Dog, signing off.